Hi everyone, I'm Molly Green, and this is my presentation on Consumer Behavior, Pandemic Edition. So first, how has the pandemic affected or changed you and your family and friends as consumers? I think the best word to describe my circle's consumerism since the pandemic started is just the word wary. We're wary of the public, wary of changing protocols, wary of safety and cleanliness. We're trying to find our new normal, but until the wariness eases up, we're far more cautious in our consumerism. For now, we prefer delivery and curbside pickup to hours that we used to spend perusing our favorite stores. For now, we prefer takeout to dining in. For now, we remain cautious with the hope that this overall sense of wariness will ease up over time. And this fits in pretty nicely with the results of a McKinsey survey that says that about 33% of people who are vaccinated are pursuing out-of-home activities. 33% is a reasonably low number considering. How have the servicescapes and atmospherics of today's consumer environment been altered by the pandemic? There are so many ways. We're seeing boundaries and barriers where they never existed before. We're seeing hard surfaces that are easy to sanitize versus cozy sitting areas and curtains and, cozy things. We're seeing pickup and delivery where it didn't exist before. But I think arguably the biggest shift in the atmospherics and servicescapes has been the replacement of traditional shoppers with third-party stand-ins, with many shoppers using delivery services to purchase their products online. A third party is actually doing the shopping in the customer's place. It's causing a shift in what the customer wants from their shopping experience. They're not looking to browse or bargain hunt. They're looking for what's on their very specific list, and they want to get in and get out as quickly as possible so they can move on to their next job. A great quote I found about this is that the first days and weeks of the pandemic forced companies to initiate significant changes to their customer experience. Nearly a year later, with the risks of exposure still high in the US, many of those changes have become habits. And because habits tend to stick, even with vaccine rollouts, many industries faced a changed landscape for the future. How has the pandemic changed the social power structure around you? Honestly, masks are the best example of that power structure changing. Wear them or don't, but be prepared for other consumers and businesses to use your face mask to leverage their power over society. The same goes for adherence to social distancing measures and even now vaccinations. You're going to have to be able to provide proof of vaccinations when you want to attend an event. My daughter's school just sent out an invitation to a luau in their parking lot in a few weeks, and adults are required to provide proof of vaccination. So let's talk emotional marketing strategies during the pandemic. It's not exactly black and white. We can't say it's good, it's bad, because consumers are sort of all over the map. We do expect brands to be a bit more sensitive right now. We expect them to consider what's going on in the world, but it's easy for them to take that a little bit too far. The first photo here clearly exploits the pandemic. They're using fear-based marketing to sell a product. However, California has this campaign going to encourage eligible residents to get vaccinated, and they're targeting our emotions for the greater good rather than to try to sell merchandise. To an extent, the pandemic has changed all culture. Now, no matter what culture we're talking about, it has the pandemic in common. As a result, polarization resulting from the pandemic has led to microcultures that are becoming increasingly specific and very highly targeted. With e-commerce up, we're also seeing an increase in the utilization of reviews to help instill confidence in our purchases. In fact, research from powerreviews.com indicates that review interaction is up an average of 50% from pre-pandemic levels and about 25 and have 25% more influence on actual conversions. So online review services are really becoming important to us. What has your experience with the pandemic taught you about people, business, government, and life? This is actually a really simple one. Now, more than ever, we need to have our own backs. The support systems around us are fickle, from people to government to business. When the world goes into crisis mode, it'll take time for everyone to find their footing again, and until that happens, support will be limited. So have your own back. And I think in an interview, what I would say that the pandemic has really enforced for me is the importance of backup plans. Have one, then make another one. We need to be prepared to change course in basically the blink of an eye, which is what we saw last March. Contingency plans are valuable, but having a team who's well versed in what those plans entail and what their part will be in implementing them, that's even more critical. Has the pandemic left you with questions or concerns? How could it not? Is our old normal gone for good? What's next? Do we need to start keeping pandemic preparedness kits on hand the way we do for natural disasters? I know being in LA, I've got my earthquake kit. There's just so many unknowns right now, and even with COVID numbers declining as vaccines take hold, we don't know what the future is going to look like. And it's really hard to plan for a future that seems so unstable, but at the same time, without a plan, we're going to struggle to advance the way we want to. So basically, the sooner we answer the currently unanswerable, the better off we're going to be.